his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, former editor at the Wall Street Journal, best-selling author, head of policy, Department of Treasury under Ronald Reagan, is going to be joining us in about 2 minutes. I wanted to go back to John in New Jersey, a 9/11 detective. He sponsored Richard Gage, architect and engineer. Now I remember hearing about him, to come in and speak. So, and he's asking, why do you call us jackboot thugs? He's asking, we're now live at prisonplanet.tv. I forgot to turn the lights on in here for the camera. He's asking, why do you say that? I'm talking about a government that's building FEMA camps and admitting it in the newspaper. I'm talking about a government that's saying they're going to have youth brigades and tattletale corps. I'm talking about a government under social engineering control that is turning America into a police state and throwing the Bill of Rights out the window in non-terror related cases. And so the system, we're saying, is a jackbooted. And I mean, in Austin every day, police take kids from homes without warrants, without indictments, without due process. And they go, well, I'm just following orders. And I've had Austin cops walk up and say, turn your camera off or stop talking on a street corner. You're not allowed to. And I go, but Austin's lost hundreds of lawsuits for this. And they say, we don't care. Turn your camera off. Get off the street. So that's who I'm talking about. And that's what I'm discussing. So, yes, I need to differentiate better. But the way the police have been organized, the way they're being trained, what's happening in this country, I mean, it's an us against them mentality. They say it's an us against them. And I know there are a lot of good police, and I know that I don't handle it right when I blanket, just spew things. But, I mean, I'm freaked out, folks. You know, I'm straight-laced good guy, and I've had all sorts of stuff done to me by the police. Now, I've had the Austin police chief in here, and he claims he's a fan of the show, and I know people that know him privately that he didn't know me, and he talks about me at dinner parties and at radio stations behind the scenes and does an Alex Jones imitation. I understand that cops are just normal people. But I'm telling you, the cops and the firemen witnessed them take the black boxes off the pile. The cops, see all this evil going on. And I'm tired of hearing we're just doing our job. And now it's all coming to a head. The foreign banks are looting the country. But finishing up with what you were saying, John.
I mean, Alex, the way I'm seeing it now, I had a mandatory evidence collection class sponsored by the state troopers, the New Jersey state troopers, and it was given by I guess you can Google it. His name is Jerry Lewis, and the opening salvo to the class was I believe it was the Luftwaffe interrogator, the head interrogator, and I think Hans Trapp, I think that was the name, but he gives the opening salvo. It was a 2-week class. Now I'm the only one sitting in the class going, what is? And he was like a fan. It was like it wasn't okay. Well, we appreciate the technique. It was like I'm a fan of the guy. Now, what? Are we becoming fans of, interrogators that got shot down? Pilots got shot down after they survived that, because he never put a hand on them. And this is the kind of thing that you speak to. And I picked up on that right away. My lieutenant told me, listen, just get out the door. Just go out and have a smoke. Do whatever you got to do. You know what I mean?
So he's telling you how great the Nazi interrogators are. Well, listen, I'd like to get you on as a guest sometime on the show. Okay, John?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I appreciate it. I've just had police do so much horrible stuff to me. I grew up in Rockwall, Texas, where the police and the sheriff's department delivered the cocaine, the heroin, the marijuana. Now, I was never into drugs, but I lived in an upper-class neighborhood, upper-middle-class neighborhood, and witnessed the police delivering drugs. And then I'd see the same cops doing drug raids at the school. And I mentioned to them, hey, I was one time at a party and saw one of you guys delivering drugs there. And they said, we're going to kill you and your family. And we had to move out of that area of Dallas. So then, my dad had one of the local lawyers call him and say, you need to get out of here. Your son's going to be hung in a jail cell. And then later, the sheriff, Jack McWhorter, went to prison for flying heroin and cocaine and marijuana into the Austin, Rockwall Airport. But listen, I got Dr. Roberts holding. I'm going to get into that. Point is, I can tell you a million stories. It's in the Denver Post that cops provocateur. Now, we told you that in Denver. Cops dress up, they go hit innocent people, the news cameras catch it, and they use that to then demonize the crowds. Now, we also got reports of Marines dressed up doing that. And we've caught them all. I mean, that's organized crime.